Hello and welcome to How to Be an Icon. I'm Jared Jones and I'm joined, as always, by Donna Cameron. How are you doing, darling?
Oh, sweetie,
Darling.
I'm just marvelous.
Darling, sweetie.
Darling, absolutely wonderful, absolutely fabulous.
There we go. She knows what she's doing.
She's prepared.
Yeah, she sure is. If you haven't already, by the way, please give us a follow on your podcast platform of choice, whether you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever it is that you find audio medium content. You can also follow us.
Just hearing it on the wind.
Yeah, that's where we're going, you know. You can also follow us on Instagram, How to Be an Icon Pod. Today, we've already said, someone who's absolutely fabulous. We're talking about
darling.
Our first, I'm going to say, national treasure.
Yes, I 100%
actual national
agree.
treasure, Joanna Lumley.
So what, in your mind, what does it take to be a national treasure in the United Kingdom? Because it's such a treasured...
You've got to have a posh accent.
I was going to say, you have to be, and by that Jared means privately educated.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can't, people say David Beckham, and I'm like, I cannot have someone who's like, oh yeah,
But Jared, he queued to see a corpse.
He sure did. And we respected him for it, because he's just
because Philip Schofield pushed the line, and now look what happened.
It's one of those things where you do have to go of the cosmic order of events, the pushing of the dominoes that led to that. Because
one man pushed in line. His entire career and sexual proclivities came out. This is a TV presenter in the United Kingdom, by the way. If you live outside of England, this means nothing to anyone.
The other thing as well is people said he pushed in line and stuff. I think he did it for the show this morning. I don't think
I think they had to jump the queue because of the filming schedule that they had. They couldn't
people make it sound like he was just elbowing people out of the way.
Here's the thing though, I bet Scofie wasn't nice about it.
He probably wasn't.
I bet Holly was lovely.
Spending time with family. But yeah, no, don't push in lines and be frightfully posh.
They say Church of England, the actual religion of this country, is queuing.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
You have to be quite posh.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be definitely older, and you have to have been in enough stuff that everyone knows who you are.
Yeah, you've got to have either one very specific thing or lots of things that you can kind of.
Yeah, because I guess the obvious example is David Attenborough.
David Attenborough, yeah, absolutely. But then, Maggie Smith is, because she's done a lot of... Judi Dench is another one.
Judi Dench is the one I always think of when we say, British...
Yeah, she's done...
National treasure.
She's done the theatre, she's done James Bond, so, everyone knows her from that, but then she's done a bunch of, smaller films and stuff. So, yeah,
Love Joanna Lumley, though.
Yes.
Because... she's really only been in one thing, but it's one of our favourite things ever.
That's unfair to say, but we're not watching, 70s sci-fi show Sapphire and Steel. That's not a thing.
Whoa! That's what we're watching with dinner.
We're not watching...
got the DVD box set. That never came to DVD.
Yeah. We're not watching things like that from the 70s or anything. So, we have a limited kind of...
Yeah, she's best known for, we should say.
But before we jump into any of that, Donna, I have to ask the question. What is Joanna Lumley's favourite drink?
I want to say champagne because of Patsy, but is it a green tea? I don't know why I think Joanna Lumley lives a very clean, healthy life. Because she looks great.
She does look great, but you would have been correct with champagne.
It is champagne.
It is champagne. Also, as well, whiskey, Scottish whiskey. Was also
that's so fun.
Yes. So those are the two that. One of the things that she says about in her book about talking about ab fab, which we will get onto, obviously, but she says about obviously Patsy favorite drink is champagne. And
yes,
it's, of course, Bollinger or Bolly, darling.
Bolly, darling.
Open a bottle of Bolly. But also, she used to drink Stolly vodka. Mm-hmm. So they had
Stolly and Bolly?
Stolly Bolly is an actual cocktail that you can order, which is vodka and champagne. That is
heinous. That's That sounds like something someone in my family would drink and ruin Christmas.
Stolly Bolly.
A Stolly Bolly. But also, I want one so badly.
Yeah.
If you've listened to our previous episode talking about the traitors, that's social terrorism.
That is a Stolly Bolly is
that is like a social Molotov that you've put inside yourself. You're now the weapon.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. But yeah, let's just jump into it.
Oh,
Born 1st of May 1946 in you're gonna have to really
Jared
go with me on this.
was bad at French pronunciation. How is he going to handle Indian?
Yeah. Singra Jammu Kashmir, British India, because of course, Empire, darling. She was born as part of, in India, modern day India, I would say, because her family are all part of the British Empire, part of the army, military. Her mother, Thyra Beatrice Rose, and her father, Major James Rutherford Lumley.
They all sound like characters from British children's books.
Yeah. He was born in Lahore, which is now part of modern-day Pakistan. And he served as part of the British Indian Army, and he also served in Burma during World War II as part of the British Gurkhas. So
something she has a lot of involvement in later.
Yes.
It's kind of wild to think that there are people alive now who are still connected to the Empire. I think we think the British Empire is this very, very old thing, and you go, no, people are still trying to get away from us.
Her father was Lieutenant Colonel Leslie Weir, served as an officer in Kashmir, and was close friends with the 13th Dalai Lama.
Wild.
I know.
Wild sentences. Do you know that the current Dalai Lama has the same talent agency as Alien Ant Farm? They're represented by the same people in the US.
That's crazy. Joanna Lumley did meet the current day Dalai Lama and gave him a gift that was a gift that had been
was
given.
Was it a Bolly and a Stolly?
It was not a Stolly Bolly, darling. It wasn't. It was like, a pack of Lambert and Butler and a bottle of Bolly.
My culture to yours.
Yeah. A gift card for Harvey Nicks, darling. No, it was like an old book that the 13th Dalai Lama had given to her grandfather, and she gave it to him, and he was very so surprised by it, because obviously he doesn't know
that's like a kind of crazy, like, oh, what? How did you?
But yeah, and then he gave her an even older relic book in exchange for it. So that was,
and she went home and went, damn, now how do I find an even older book? In this constant one-upmanship of the Dalai Lama, I've decided she has.
Yeah, well, Joanna Lumley is a bit of a hoarder. She keeps hold of everything. Her house.
You wouldn't know anything about that.
Her house is full of things, including her spitting image puppet that she has. She has.
I mean, you've got to get your spitting image puppet, because you either hate it or you love it.
She says it's grotesque and is going moldy from because it's latex.
Oh, because it's made out of that old latex. It's going the same way as E.T. is going. Yeah. I love those articles that like, you should see E.T. now, like he's an iffy celebrity. And it's just this like moldy pile of rubber.
Yeah, that's kind of how her spitting image puppet is at the minute.
How much like Stolly Bolly do you have to drink before you start thinking that's your Dorian Gray?
Oh my God.
That you're like looking at this like melting effigy of yourself, and you're like, wait, is this taking on my sins?
I mean, she is looking, she
looks great, and I bet that puppet looks righteous. Yeah.
But anyway, back to her humble beginnings.
I'm on to you, Joanna. I know what's going on.
She grew up in several different parts of Asia, including India and Bhutan. She was very big into like the empire.
Yeah.
She was very very, very British, but never actually had visited there. There was a lot of her family would talk about Britain, but a lot of them had never actually been, which was quite common at the time.
Which is so interesting, because you have like these kind of generations of built on ideas of what Britain is. I can see how like the idea of what Britain is ends up around the world.
Yeah.
Because of stuff like this.
Well, she talks about Queen Elizabeth II's coronation being terribly exciting, but she didn't have any concept of Buckingham Palace or any of the like London or any of that.
Yeah, because photos would be very uncommon.
Yeah,
like...
so it was just like, oh yeah, we're throwing a like a coronation party, but like you don't really.
To what?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a weird sort of thing that nowadays you don't really think about in those kind of terms because
we're very aware of it and you can check what it is. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Of just like, to the Queen,
yeah.
whatever that is.
But yeah, no, she was in Bhutan at the time, but she was, like I say, considered very, very British, even though part of the empire. She ended up going home, which was meant the family were on leave. So it was like a thing that you did when you were part of the empire, that you'd be like, oh, you go on leave and you go back home for a period of
you
time
go back to, well, I guess it's technically not home. You'd go back to England, I guess.
But they would call it home.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she went on leave in 1954. And then from the ages of 11 to 17, she attended Holmhurst St. Mary's Convent School in East Sussex. She enjoyed her time there. She said about how the nuns worked absolutely tirelessly. It was also very trendy to keep mice in your jacket pocket as like a pet. And so
I've heard other people around this time do this sort of thing.
Yeah, and she had a mouse in her sock drawer.
Oh, how charming.
Whilst at school.
Ew.
Yeah, I know.
I guess if that's a choice, isn't that whimsical and delightful? If that's not a choice, that's just like rampant child abuse. Also, the emotional shock of going from India to Sussex, the weather alone is going to absolutely send you.
She would also attend Lucy Clayton Finishing School in London for modern women and girls.
No, sorry, that's not how you say that.
Go on.
Lucy Clayton Finishing School for young girls and women.
Yeah. She went there because she was refused from the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. She'd been...
RADA?
Yes. She had been interested in acting from a very young age after playing a queen in a school play.
Oh, lovely.
But in the 1960s, Lumley would spend a lot of her time modelling for various different products. Back then, you would provide most of your own clothes and wigs and doing your own makeup. So you might be advertising like a jumper.
But it's your jumper.
But yeah, you'd be having to like build an outfit around that kind of thing. So you would just sort of have to rock up on the day in sort of whatever you were wearing. But she says about like the 60s being like such a wild time for fashion and that people just weren't afraid to get it wrong. You could just kind of wear anything and do anything. It was quite, it didn't really matter what you wore, darling, as long as you just sort of went out there with confidence, with your head up high.
There's a very fun, because I can see it on the bookshelf, there's a very fun chapter in Andy Warhol's book about that, about how he loves like terrible outfits. He's like, just make it as bad as you can because that's just more interesting.
While she was modelling, though, it was not exactly great pay. And
models not getting paid?
And you'd have to wait up to 6 months between your shoot and getting paid. So... this is maybe a bit too inside baseball, but like the way you got paid has changed recently. And hasn't it been the longest? I was getting paid weekly and now I'm getting paid monthly and it's awful. It's the worst.
It's absolutely appalling and I hate it for you.
But yeah, so money would come in and then she would live it up large and then that would be that because there's no...
Yeah. The mouse in the sock drawer needs some snacks.
But in 1967, she would give birth to her son, Jamie. His father was photographer Michael Claydon, but Joanna and Michael never married. So in 1969 was when she got her start in television, though. Firstly, in a commercial ad for Nimble Bread, that paper-thin, like, little tiny baby bread.
Oh, like milk bread?
Yeah. Nimble Bread.
I've never heard of Nimble Bread.
It's not...
It sounds like a European surname.
They still make Nimble Bread. And she got her first major film role as a Bond girl in everyone's favourite Bond film, For British Eyes Only. For British Eyes Only. I did that just to pop you.
Gorgeous
Yeah.
stuff. Thank you.
No, it was in.
I did not know what you were going to do when you pressed that button.
It was for On Her Majesty's Secret Service from 1969 with nobody's favorite James Bond, George Lazenby.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of a small role. She's like, they market her as a Bond girl, but
she's a woman who's in a Bond film.
She's a woman who's in a Bond film. Like, she has two lines as one of Blofeld's henchwomen, but there's like a gaggle of them. Like, it's not.
Yeah, she's one of many. She's not like Bond girl.
Yeah, no.
Trademark. It's like, you're a girl who was in a Bond film.
Yeah.
It's CV writing.
Yeah, it is a little bit, but no, she's always listed as like, oh, she's like one of the original Bond girls. It's like, come on, it's not really.
And like, look, I'm not being funny. If that was me, I would also do the same.
Yeah.
I was an original Bond. Yeah.
But she only had 2 lines in the film, so she then got her next big role in British soap Coronation Street.
Oh,
from 1960 to current day.
going to London.
Yes. She played Elaine Perkins, the frightfully posh love interest of Ken Barlow in his revolving door of women that he's had in his life.
Sorry. Joanna Lumley was going to get with Ken Barlow?
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing this.
Like I say, she was one of the many women that have been in his life. By my count, there was 24 women since the show has started that Ken Barlow has been with.
Now, listener, if you don't know what we're talking about, just search Ken Barlow and you'll appreciate why that's so funny.
But yeah, 24 women, including Deirdre Rashid. Free Deirdre. R.I.P., no longer with us.
Oh.
But yeah, she was very disappointed because in her 7-episode run, she never got to step foot in the Rovers Return, which is the show's
pub.
Yeah, which is the iconic pub from Coronation Street. The writer said it was because they thought her character would be too posh to go into a local northern working class pub. But one of her notable big film roles was in the Hammer House of Horror film The Satanic Rites of Dracula from 1973,
Nice!
Where she would play Jessica Van Helsing, daughter of, Van Helsing, which is played by Peter Cushing, and Dracula played by Christopher Lee, both men who we should probably do episodes on because, they really are iconic.
Also, again, things I'm just learning for the first. That film sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That film sounds rad. Like, I want to stop the show now and go watch that instead.
The Hammer House.
Christopher Lee's in a satanic Dracula movie?
I mean, Christopher Lee, would play Dracula in all the Hammer House horror films, which they were almost made on like a weekly basis. Like there were so many of them. But yeah, no.
That's
the Satanic Rites of Dracula. But she would get her big break in the revival of The Avengers.
She's in a Marvel movie?
I was going to say
Who's not been in those?
Not the superhero franchise. Although The Avengers, the TV show, is the reason why the 2012 movie is called Avengers Assemble in the UK as opposed to The Avengers.
Yeah, because this thing from the 70s is...
Yeah, it's a British spy thriller. The story of John Steed, the British spy with an umbrella and a bowler hat. He was frightfully posh and very British. And he had... But he'd always have a sexy, capable woman who would be like his assistant.
Just like the show.
Just like the
Jared's frightfully British and I'm sexy and capable.
Yeah, and you are always dressed head to toe in black leather as well. Like that is...
I am.
Yeah, it's that crunching that you can sort of hear.
Yeah, if you hear any like weird background noise,
like
it's
squeaking. She would be cast as Purdy, which in the New Avengers. She had to fly around to different parts of Europe for the filming. It was financed by a French production team. So
nice.
Yeah, there was a lot of, but she had to learn to do her own martial arts and learn to ride a motorcycle for it, which
was
fun. A pretty good get for her.
Also at a time when we just didn't have like safety coordinators. So they just go, no, just drive the bike.
She had to
hit him. Do it. Like just kick him.
To get the role though, she had to fly herself like out there to do the audition, and she was having to fly around and take on various modeling jobs all over Europe and paying for it all out of pocket.
Oh, wow.
And like I say, a lot of it you'd be getting paid 6 months after the fact. So it was like she was very much out of money at this point.
Yeah, because in like a film that's so like fun and quirky and charming, but in reality you're going, oh God, I'm in so much trouble.
So this was like really put her in the spotlight, which would then lead her on to, as mentioned earlier, star as Sapphire in Sapphire and Steel from 1979 to 1982, where she would play Sapphire, who was an alien. It was the ITV's answer to Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
So it's
I
like
can
that
see
kind
it.
of low budget. She's wearing like this preposterous like bob wig that's like, and she has these blue eyes. Hence why she's Sapphire.
I got it.
The show never had a proper ending, though. And to this day, Sapphire and Steel are stuck in a petrol station and out of space.
Oh, Godspeed, little doodles. I hope they make it back.
Yeah.
What happens in that episode that they're in a petrol station?
I don't know. I'm not watching all of Sapphire and Steel to...
Wow, Jared doesn't care about the show audience.
Look, I will do so much research for this show, but I draw the line.
We have to draw the line somewhere.
We have to draw the line somewhere. But speaking of Doctor Who, in 1986, she was suggested to be cast as the next Doctor to replace Colin Baker. But, that's too woke. We can't be having that. A female Doctor, get out of here.
Sorry,
it's 1986.
Women aren't doctors even in 2026.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's been like, I almost said 70 years, which is so wrong on the maths.
But she lost out on the role to nobody's favourite Doctor, Sylvester McCoy. So
imagine what we could have had.
But Joanna would continue throughout the 70s and 80s with several film and television and stage roles, including 2 Pink Panther movies.
Ooh, fun.
And an adaptation of the board game Cluedo on television, or Clue for our American listeners who don't know what that is. But in 1992, she would receive a script for a show written by Jennifer Saunders, who was hot off of her double act with Dawn French for French and Saunders show, which was... Everyone wanted to work with French and Saunders at that point.
Which was like a big deal for British comedy because it was a 2 women sketch show.
Yes.
Like, women's comedy had been doing quite a lot at the time. It was really on the rise in certain,
And French and Saunders is hilarious. Like
they're really, really good.
They are really, really good. Their movie parodies are exceptional.
Because sketch shows are notoriously difficult to do because you have to... Whereas in a regular show, you need 1 good idea for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You now need 20 good ideas for 20 minutes. And most people generally only have about 8 good sketches.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's definitely true.
And I would say the French and Saunders sketches have a considerably higher success ratio than some of them.
Absolutely. Like I say, their movie parodies are exceptional. I love the Mamma Mia one that they did for Comic Relief a couple of years back.
Yes.
But yeah, Jennifer Saunders had written this show called Absolutely Fabulous.
I've never heard of it, darling.
No, oh darling.
Oh, darling, sweetie.
Lumley would get the script and thought it was absolutely hilarious and went in to read for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like a total disaster. Her and Jennifer just did not have any chemistry off of one another.
Interesting.
It just wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
Lumley admitted that she even suggested to play Patsy as a Scottish woman.
Which is insane. That's such a... knowing what Patsy is.
Yeah.
The thought of her being Scottish is such an odd creative choice.
She says that in the script, she couldn't get her head around the character. She's like, you don't explain the character, is what she said. Like, you don't... But most of the stuff that is Patsy, she brought.
I was going to say, because I can imagine that character written down, there's not a lot, because the thing with her is that she does very little, and what she does is to great effect.
Yes. So she ended up calling her agent, being like, "You've got to get me out of this. I can't. You've got to get me out of this." But her agent rightfully told her, "Just do it. It's only a pilot." And apparently Lumley was broke at the time, so she was like, "You've got no money, so you've kind of got to do it. Like, that's your." So she went on to play Patsy Stone, the glamorous fashion editor, an all-round menace to society. alongside Edina Monsoon, played by Jennifer Saunders. Darling, sweetie, darling.
Sweetie. Oh, darling.
Patsy famously had a hatred of Eddie's daughter, Safi, played by Julia Sohala. Lumley brought the 60s glamour and the very, the model, the fashion, all that sort of stuff, and the hard drug use as well. Lumley would do her own hair. That is all her own actual hair, and she'd do it herself a lot of the time.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
So much back combing and hairspray that is
Again, if you don't know what Patsy looks like, just really quickly search for it. Find some clips of it so that you understand what we're talking about, because it's such a specific character. She looks like she's looked like that for 70 years.
Yes. Yeah. She's been playing Patsy now for over 30 years.
I love that.
And in 2016 starred in the absolutely fabulous movie, which,
it's a film.
It's a film. We've watched it. It's
I remember so little of it. Is there
a lot happens, but
not really.
But not really.
A lot of those, it's an episode of the show that goes on too long.
Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. I want to put out a theory here.
Okay.
Because people say about terrible characters in film and television.
Yes.
And most people go with, oh, well, the gang from Always Sunny are the most deplorable characters on television.
Yeah, they are horrible people.
And they never learn their lesson. I don't know if... I think Eddie and Patsy are equally as bad.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
Because they have been doing this for 30 years and they have not changed at all. And
they have learned nothing. They have developed and grown in no way at all. They've not even tried to. Whereas in Always Sunny, people kind of have a moment where they could progress.
I've written down a list of things that Eddie and Patsy have done in the show. They have drunk driven. They have smuggled drugs. They have burned down a kitchen. They have had an affair with a married friend of theirs. Eddie hired a more attractive woman to be her bridesmaid at her own daughter's wedding and then objected to her daughter's wedding at the altar. She forgot her daughter's birthday, sold her into slavery in a market in Marrakesh, kidnapped her granddaughter was fleeing the country due to being suspected of murder of Kate Moss.
I forgot she...
I don't know if the gang has done anything worse than that.
Yeah, no, at that point, because you were also making the point to me that the gang hurt people that they don't know.
Yes.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Or people that are kind of distant to them.
Yeah.
That's her daughter.
That's her daughter and granddaughter.
She keeps a woman around who actively does not like her daughter and has been employed several times to hit Safi.
Yeah.
There are times where Patsy's I wish you would have died as a child. She says deplorable things to Safi.
She has said on many occasions that she should have been aborted with a knitting needle. That is truly awful things to say to someone. And yeah, I feel like they don't get...
And they don't treat anyone else around them any better.
Oh, no.
It's all bad.
However, what a crossover episode.
I know.
I've thought of a plot for it, and I'm gonna save it for our post show.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, if you want to hear my idea for the Ab Fab Always Sunny crossover, patreon.com/how to be an icon.
Always Sunny love doing a crossover.
They do.
And they will do Ab Fab at the drop of a hat.
Oh my God, it is 100%. I think it would be perfect. I think it would be absolutely perfect.
I also have an idea, but you've got to join us later to hear it.
On patreon.com/how to be an icon. But Patsy Stone, ethics aside, is an icon and made Joanna Lumley an icon for sure. I think that is really the point where you can pinpoint down and go, yes, she's 100% an icon. Continual acting in several notable films, including James and the Giant Peach from 1996.
She is in that.
She also ended up smooching Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street 2014.
That is the oldest woman that man has kissed.
Yeah. She described it as very clinical, a lot of breath mints. She said it wasn't fun because she was playing Aunt Emma in her, quote, Oxfam charity shop finest. It's not the glamour that you want. So she also did, and this is where I knew her from a very young age, she did the privileged car insurance adverts. You don't have to be posh to be privileged.
Oh my goodness. I haven't thought about those in a while.
Yeah.
Because I can see the next note.
Yeah, because it's burned in my brain alongside the Michael Winner car insurance.
Calm down, dear.
It's only a commercial.
I had completely forgotten about you don't have to be posh to be privileged.
Yeah, no.
Actual car insurance ad in the UK that was on for ages.
And Michael Winner, only known for having skid marks in his underpants.
And shouting.
And shouting. Imagine that being your legacy. Your ex wrote in the newspaper about how you had skid marks in your underpants. That's all I ever think of. That and that Robbie Williams lives in his house now.
Oh, yeah. Robbie Williams had to get a Native American shaman to, spiritually cleanse the house because Michael Winner used to own it and it bummed his wife out.
Yeah, all the shitty underpants left around.
Yeah, they just didn't need to, the halls going, calm down, dear.
It's only a commercial. Joanna has also done a lot of activism. Her biggest and highest profile was her work for the Gurkhas. Mm-hmm. She successfully campaigned for Gurkhas who had fought for the British Army before 1997 to have the right to settle there. She managed to get over 250,000 signatures for a petition on the issue and met with then Prime Minister Gordon Brown to discuss the issue. And she had support from senior members of the royal family backing her on the issue. And on May 19th, 2009, it was decided by the Ministry of Defence and the Home Office that all Gurkha veterans who had served for 4 years or more for the British Army before 1997 were given the right to settle in Britain.
Which is wonderful. I think that's very important to do because I know at the time, a lot of these kind of military groups that were attached to the British Army,
yes,
but were not getting the dues or the flowers they deserved necessarily.
Yeah. No, that's
and it is important that they get it because it's as important as
the
rest of it, sort of. So
100%
good for her. I think it's always really hard for celebrities to do very specific charity stuff.
It is.
This has a bit of a all right, who cares?
Yeah. It's relatively niche kind of thing to be sort of campaigning for. But obviously, with her father being part of them, working alongside them, it's a very sort of very issue that's close to her heart. So.
And it's clearly something that is incredibly important because you get to rise above being Patsy.
Yes, absolutely.
Because that's hard to do as well, to be taken seriously in something so niche.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I hope she had a Bolly stolly with the.
Oh my god! When they got that all done, she was handing them out,
handing out the Bolly stollies on Parliament Square.
The thought of it turns my stomach. We keep saying it and I keep thinking about it and I go, I bet that first sip's great. And every mouthful afterwards is a real
She's also made several travel documentaries, which is kind of one of the things that she's done in her later in life. She's found the source of the Nile, traveled on the Trans-Siberian Railway and visited Japan. She's done all sorts of different... But yeah, no...
Did she have a better time in Japan than Anthony Bourdain did?
She really likes Japan, but it's she really likes a lot of Asia because it's where she grew up a lot.
I was going to say it's
traveled around and grew up, and
it's that weird thing of being that feels more like home than what people tell you is home. Because she was there till she was 11. Yeah,
and she, speaking of national treasures, she came 8th on a survey of who do British people consider a national treasure.
Top 10s are good.
She came in the top 10. She missed out on top 5. Beckham got in there before her, which I think is absolutely just ridiculous.
I mean, I guess Joanna Lumley's never won a World Cup.
Neither's David Beckham.
That shows how much I know about football. David Beckham's feet have done very impressive things, unlike his son.
His feet have done nothing.
He's done nothing.
He wouldn't even dance with his mother. But anyway, that concludes our episode on Joanna Lumley.
Yes, she's an icon. You were looking at me like you were going to ask the question.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, she is, she's absolutely an icon.
She absolutely is. She is part of the fabric of British comedy.
Yes.
Just absolutely, like, Ab Fab is so beloved in this country and is significant in comedy as well.
I think being able to play a character for over 30 years and
she still loves doing
and
it.
still loves doing it. She says in her book, which is called Fabulous, and she says about how if you ask her to do it, she just goes, "Okay, darling."
And you're like,
darling. She's like, you find it in the front of your mouth and you're just like, "Oh, darling.
darling.
Oh,
Yeah,
darling.
all, sweetie.
Oh, sweetie, darling.
She's responsible for some of the funniest jokes that I've ever heard. Like, there is a Christmas episode that has her eating a piece of turkey. And it's so funny. And you go, that's so impressive that one of the most... It's better than Del Boy falling over. Her eating that piece of turkey is funnier than he falls through the bar and Trigger makes a face.
That's a bold claim.
She's also maybe one of the biggest influences on UK drag, because there's not a UK drag queen who at some point has not...
If you can't do a Patsy, then what?
I'm sorry, you're not allowed on the stage.
Absolutely. If you can't do an Eddie or a Patsy, you can do one or the other. You're either an Eddie or a Patsy. You can't be.
Oh, Jared, which one of us is Eddie? Which one of us is Eddie and which one's Patsy?
You're Eddie. I'm Patsy.
You calling me Eddie is deeply hurtful because you know I'm related to someone who is basically if Eddie was a real human. But yeah, absolute icons. Like,
I think the pair of them are, and we will 100% do an episode on Jennifer Saunders.
Yes.
And probably Dawn French at some point as well, because I think all equally.
When she starts eating all that chocolate.
Oh, when the Vicar of Dibley.
She jumps in the puddle.
She's got to
go to all those Christmas dinners.
Yeah. I love that our show has now just become UK TV gold. Like,
yeah. Because if I close my eyes, it's just UK TV gold.
Yeah.
Look forward to our 4-part series on The Bill.
Oh, 100%. Can't wait for that. But yes, no, absolutely. Before we get into what can you learn from Joanna Lumley about how to be an icon, if you haven't already, give this podcast a follow on your podcast platform of choice, whether it be Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Give us a review as well. Leave us a comment down below. What's your favourite British comedy? I would love to know.
How many Stolly Bollies can you drink before you break the law?
And we've already said as well, but if you could please go on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/howtobeanicon. It's currently free. You get access to our post show. We're going to be talking about my dream idea for a crossover episode between Ab Fab and Always Sunny. Head on over, patreon.com/.
And I have a moderately better idea. I have a moderately okay idea.
You have a moderately okay idea.
Your idea is better than my idea.
But yeah, what would your lesson be? How to be an icon from Joanna Lumley? Do
the pilot.
Yeah.
It's not really a funny answer, but it is the when you're in a job and you go, I can't do this. If someone is going, just see it through. Just actually see it through, because if she had left that project, we would not be having this conversation.
It's true.
We would be talking about Andrew Lloyd Webber or Cher or someone else. The two people Donna could think of.
I think that's fair.
There are opportunities that sometimes surprise you when they come up.
I think the other thing as well is that be glamorous. Like, just be like the most You know what? Doesn't matter what you wear, because actually
just turn up.
Just turn the up. That's what Patsy did. That's what Joanna Lumley does.
Mix vodka and champagne before social events.
Yes. You
will feel confident and unafraid.
It will.
Unless you have too many, and then you will feel very afraid.
I think that's good. Yeah. I think
Drink responsibly.
next week we're going classical literature. Donna's doing an episode, everybody.
Heathcliff! It's me, Kathy! We're talking about Wuthering Heights, everyone.
In time for the movie.
I think I'm going to die in this house.
I think I'm going to die in this. Charlie XCX.
We're doing an episode about Charlie XCX.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
No, we're talking about Wuthering Heights and Emily Bronte.
Yes.
Please make sure you've done the reading. We're working through chapters 1 to 24 this semester, so make sure you've made notes in the margin. Thank you.
Can't wait for that. Like I say, give us a follow on Instagram, How to Be an Icon Pod. Give us a share round. We would really appreciate it. You know, we love doing this podcast. But
we love you.
We love you. And you know what? You know what's a really good gift for everyone at any time of the year? A good podcast recommendation. Give us a share round on your stories. Tag us in it. And we'll give you a repost as well if you do that. So please, please, please do. But thank you very much for listening. And I can't drive, darling.
Sweetie home safe, y'all.
Sweetie home safe, darling.